I don't think we can overestimate the fact that God chose to reveal himself to the world through Christ over time, primarily through a book. When you stop and think about it, that he chose to submit his purposes after Christ in the world to a book, it's amazing. And therefore, anything that diminishes the centrality of that book in the life of the church, in shaping its worship and its preaching and its evangelism and its doctrine, is tragic, because there is no other way. I mean, a lot of people want a more subjective, experiential way of meeting God than through the book. And frankly, to the degree that people are excited about meeting God not through the book, I'm not excited about that, because it's going to take us away from truth. And when you go away from truth, you go away from God. And therefore, what I think we ought to be doing is striving not to find alternatives to the book and the opening of the book and the explaining of the book and the living of the book and the worshiping over the book and the preaching through the book. Instead of finding alternatives to that, we ought to be praying like crazy and thinking like crazy about how can I so live in this book and explain this book and obey this book and be shaped by this book that the world stands up and takes notice. Because I think that's the way the book hits the world. It doesn't just get dropped from a blimp. It gets preached and lived through a people. But if those people don't center on the book, all that talk about impact is going to just dribble away. That's what happened in the liberal church for the last 90 years. In the name of relevance, they started to leave the book because it seemed to feel so loving and so authentic. And now 90 years later, they don't care about the lost. They don't believe there is such a thing as lostness. So